I want that matchup.
Hold up.
I want K-Walk. Me and
Hold up.
K-Walk.
Barry, say that one more time.
Me and K-Walk. That's my matchup. I want K-Walk. That's my big bro. I want K-Walk, bro.
Bruh, we all watched this video, and it's time to talk about it. We got the Jersey guy. We got the natives of New York. So it's time, son. It's time. Yo, scratch that, y'all. It's lit. It's your guy, Dope the Phenom, aka Trippy OG. I'm here with Project Nerd. You feel me? For our love of the game, man. We lit. We here with KevEze from Steelers for 7 Pod, Jersey's finest. We from the native, and we gotta talk about this matchup of Kyrie Irving versus Kemba Walker. Jersey's finest versus New York's finest. We here to talk about it. And I ain't even gonna hold y'all. I'm not even going first on this. We're gonna let the Jersey kid go at it just because it's 2 against 1. So where the Jersey native at? Who you got? Why you got him? And you know what I'm saying? Break it down. What's up?
What I'm gonna do right beforehand, right? Because this is just a conversation about basketball, not team, none of that. So this is my Nick Phenom hat right here, right? Just gonna
What?
take this off, right? Because at the end of the day,
that's respect.
New Jersey got the best basketball players. I don't care. You talk about Kyrie versus mini Kyrie. Mini small Kyrie that can almost do everything Kyrie can do, but can't do what Kyrie can do. Like on a big stage, when it comes to a big stage, what do we see Kyrie do? Okay. On a big stage, what did we see Kemba do? That's not college. Okay. Let me ask y'all another question. Let me see.
Yeah, you got it with that.
If Kyrie has to basically, if it's one-on-one, they say, yo, it's no help, no double team, this and that. Who's gonna really win that matchup when it? Because Kyrie's bigger, stronger. We don't know about faster. We don't know about that. I don't. But basically, what I'm about to say is, this is not even a matchup. This is more so like big brother coming outside for little brother. It's not really a matchup. I'm just saying, man. I love Kemba though. Let me put my hat back on. Shout out to Kemba, man. Hey, glad you on the team, kid. Yeah.
I was about to say, kid, you better put that hat back on or something, kid. But all right, come on, nerd. Look for the New York side. What's up with it?
All right. Valid points. Everything you just said was valid. I'm gonna piggyback and copy what you said. I'm gonna take my Nick hat off and put it to the side. Because you cannot be objective or subjective to this when it comes to this conversation. We're asking who's better. As of right now, I'm gonna say Kyrie's better. I'm gonna give it to Kyrie. You know, if I have to pay for a show and I have $5 left and both tickets is $5, I'm gonna pay for the Kyrie Irving show to go see it. Now, when you look at both players when it comes to their career, Kyrie hit a big shot in a big moment when he was with LeBron. You know, Kyrie has done damage when he's had the right cast around him. When you look at Kemba in Charlotte by himself, no supporting cast, he got the Hornets to the playoffs. How many years in a row? Yes, it's the East. Yes, it's the 6th, 7th, sometimes the 5th spot in the East. But Kyrie Irving was in the East also when he was in Cleveland before LeBron got there, you know. And then Kyrie Irving went to Boston, and that kind of blew up. I understand the Boston because of the situation when it comes to the locker room, the environment, the ownership, and the fans of Boston. We're not going to get too deep into that. But Kyrie Irving, to me, he is a talent that you pay for and you want to see, especially on Broadway. He's talented. He gonna put you on skates. He gonna make you fall. He's NBA Street Volume 2 in real life when you look at it. I would say Kyrie's better, but in the long term of their career, I'll give it to Kemba just because Kemba was able to take a Charlotte team to the playoffs with, you know, Nicholas Batum as the second best player. And I'll leave it at that.
That's a fact. All right. So
And I'm gonna put my nigga hat back on because I love. I
Yeah,
love.
I was about to get you. I was about to get you too. Like, yo, where y'all cats be?
I had to put it on. I had to put it back on.
Nah, but look, y'all both made valid points, right? Now, I'm gonna say off the rip. All right, let me just take it off real quick. I'm putting it back on. All right, fans, I'm sorry. I need to get a haircut. Y'all know the vibes. All right, I need to find that barb out here. So if you in the Greenville area, Greenville, North Carolina, and you finesse with the clips, come holler at your boy because I need to get right. Know what I mean? But that's besides the point. Look, Kyrie, yes, he is overall the better player. Like, there's no question about it. All right, we get that. We know that part. We get all the big moments Kyrie had. We even know the trials he had. Same goes with Kemba. The only bad part about this situation is when you think about the one-on-one, the only aspect you can give on it, meaning when it comes to both sides, is just your own personal takes. Because when we did see these matchups, bro, they dropped 40 and 40 a piece. Like, they really go crazy against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that now they both lead to where it's like, yo, you're the leading point guard of the Nets. You're the leading point guard of the Knicks. We now have a New York City NBA version of our Subway Series with baseball. That matchup is going to be so crazy. But the only significance of it to where I'm leaning towards Kemba taking over is because he's legitimately at home playing for home. Kyrie's not legitimately at home playing for home. He's playing for the hometown team, but you ain't in your hometown. You feel me? It's not going to be the same vibe.
We don't claim the Brooklyn Nets, period, bro.
I respect that.
It stopped. Once they said the Nets is moving to Brooklyn, New Jersey no longer had a basketball team.
It's transplant energy. Like, I ain't go front. Like, yeah, like I live in an X right now, but I grew up in Brooklyn. I went to high school right around the corner where the Barclays at, and I'm still a Knicks fan. I'm not rooting for the Nets. I'm sorry.
You can't, man. Because every time I look at the Nets, it's like, yo, bro, y'all still in Jersey. I still got the gray with the, you know what I'm saying, with the red, with the white popping out. Feel me? Got the number 5 with the Jason Kidd. But I don't know. But here's a crazy take, right? Besides the whole matchup, we all know we all riding with Kyrie to really, outplay Kemba. Like, it's the truth. It's just bottom facts. That's the truth. But if you guys can give me one crazy twist, like a plot twist with their matchup, what would it be? I'm going to start with you this time, Nerd, and go the other way around. So, Nerd, Kev, back to me.
It's hard to try to come up with a plot twist or a scenario in your head. It's just when it happens, it's just going to be electrifying. It's like you could just imagine the first tip off and Kemba gets it and he's coming up the court in the Garden and Kyrie's guarding him for those first 3 seconds. You know how crazy it's going to be in the Garden, especially since the Garden wasn't able to be in full capacity last year due to COVID and especially this year. But when you just play the what if of that scenario in your head, it gives you goosebumps and it gets you super excited for the team. It gets you super excited for the season that you're going to want to play NBA 2K and just play that one game, that one scenario.
That is a fact. That is a fact. All right, Kev, what's your plot twist if you got one?
Plot twist will be, let me see, that if we're talking about point guard versus point guard, when the Nets play the Knicks, it's going to really be Kemba versus James Harden because Kyrie isn't the point guard of the Brooklyn Nets. He said it himself. James Harden, you the point guard. I'm the 2. So to turn my twist, I'm going to turn my twist into a question. If that is the case, and James Harden said, all right, I'll deal with Kemba, and Kemba's going to try to deal with James Harden or somebody. Kemba's small. It's going to be hard for him to deal with either one of the 2. But who's going to help Kemba if he has to guard James Harden Or if he has to guard James Harden, like who's going to help him? Because the size difference is crazy. Unless you're going to just have him go with Kyrie, just mirror Kyrie.
I like that. I like that. That was a crazy plot because I totally forgot that they literally said that. I forgot all about that. So before I answer the question, I'm gonna give y'all my plot twist real quick, and then I'm gonna go back and answer your question. So my plot twist is this. They both have terrible games, right? And on Brooklyn's side, it's KD going crazy the first matchup. On our side, it's not even Randall, nor is it Kemba, nor is it even RJ. I feel like it's going to end up being that spark plug player that we always relied on in the beginning of the season. And I'm not talking about our IQ. I'm talking about I expect Alex Burks to turn up during this. Like, I feel like it's going to be a matchup with KD and Alex Burks because with this game, now that we have firepower, it's going to go shot for shot. And that's one thing I love about Kemba. Yes, you cardiac Kemba. Yes, Kyrie's that guy. But common sense. Both teams are going to like go get them. So you already know you ain't stopping KD. And then teams tend to forget you got to actually go stop Alex Burks. You feel me? So that's where I got my plot twist at. Now, to answer your question, if that were to happen, right? Now, I'm Tom now. I'm putting my Thibodeau hat on. You feel me? I'm the coach, not the big dog. So, all right, James Harden, Kemba Walker. Now, James can guard Kemba via their defensive scheme. With my defensive scheme, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to play an Atlanta defensive scheme when it comes to the big three of the Nets, period. I'm going to do that whole like 1.5 body type of defense where it's like you got your main guy, you got the second guy about to penetrate to give you the help defense, but he ain't really there. He's just stopping you from getting to this point to shift you back over to the other side. That's like that 1 and 1.5 defense they was playing on Randall while he couldn't get a shot off a lot, where it was forcing him to go right when he really couldn't go right like that. If you peep half the schemes he was doing. So if we could pull that off, right? And then, of course, my main topic is, I need Evan Fournier guarding KD because, like, I love that. I love that, that animosity between them, even though, it's all love for the game. But nah, forget that, bro. I need Evan on KD. So if that were to happen, that's what I would do in my situation. I feel like Tom would play the 1 and 1.5 defense to where he's covering on all these aspects because that's one thing we all haven't touched based on. Kyrie can play defense, bro. Like, I don't want people to keep thinking that this boy cannot play defense. He's not on the Steph Curry bag. Like, bro, he can play defense. That's the one niche where we can separate the games. Like, yes, they little bro, big bro, but big bro play defense. Kemba, you ain't known for doing that. That's what messes up your game overall. So it's going to be a crazy sight. I can't wait for it. Honestly, that's just me.
I got a crazy scenario that I want to happen. And it hasn't been mentioned by any of the players that we mentioned so far. You see the Nets, they have their big, the big three, and then they have their add-ons when it comes to former All-Stars. You got LaMarcus Aldridge coming back. You got Blake Griffin coming back. I want to see Obi Toppin throw it down filthy on Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
I want to see Obi Toppin cradle his head like he did to Gallinari or he did to Timothy Mozgov and just dunk it and throw it down on him. Stupid.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Send Blake out how he came in.
Yep. Yeah, and against us too, because that his rookie year, his first year he was injured, but that rookie year when he exploded onto the scene. And that game against the Knicks, that's when we started, looking relevant. That's when we had that's the year before we had stats. So we were trying to, trade away pieces. We was looking good. Then we went into the LA and he just wham, took out all that air.
That's a fact, man. Like he instantly shook the building with that. I'm not even mad at that. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Now, if we could give one more crazy plot twist to it, right? Imagine if we all are waiting for the Kyrie versus Walker matchup, right? But that's not the matchup we get. Let's just say, just randomly by choice, every time we so happen to play the Nets in the season, Kyrie and Kemba just so happen to sit out. You feel me? Like, now I'm saying this because Kyrie doesn't really play most of the season. He's never done this his whole career. He's never played a whole full 82 games. Now, Kemba, on the other hand, he's giving you at least 60 to 65 games out of that season. You know what I'm saying? So what happens if one or the other is just so happen to sitting out? But what happens if it's every matchup we have? Because I'm assuming with the East, you normally we get like 3 or 4 matchups with them. What happens if they don't actually pair up? Who's your next go-to matchup you looking at off the rip?
Honestly, RJ with Harden. Yeah, we could say that Harden's the point guard, but basketball is positionless basketball. You know, so if Harden's running the point on offense, there's no reason why RJ can't guard him defensively. And I bring up that matchup because the first time RJ dropped the 30 clip was against James Harden and the Rockets. It was right when Leon rose, right before we shut down the season. It was that night. He got 30 points. We came back. RJ got the game winning basket.
Game we won, right?
Yeah, that's the game we won. Yeah, so that was his first 30 clip of his career, and that was the game that we put in his hand and he won. Against the Nets last year when they had James Harden, RJ Barrett did go off. He did go off for 27 points. I don't remember specifically his line, but he did go off. So I'm looking forward, especially in this year, for RJ to make that leap and for him to have that matchup against James Harden, because we know James Harden don't play no defense. You know, as he's picked it up over the years, but that's been his Achilles heel ever since he's been in the league. That's why he was a 6 man when he first came in with OKC, because he couldn't play defense. But I'm looking forward to that RJ Barrett matchup against James Harden.
I like that. What's up with it, Kev?
I'll take RJ, right? And, you know, I like the RJ Harden thing. But it's one thing that's been sticking out for the past couple weeks or maybe a month now. I've been hearing about RJ. It's now 6'8", right? 6'8" is pretty nice, right? It's pretty nice. I would like to see him go against KD. Put pressure on that little guy. He's a grown, old little guy. But RJ's a big young man. You feel me? I want him to put the pressure on KD because that's the only way you can slow down KD from getting 40. Put some body on him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe maybe he can get 30. You know what I'm saying? So have RJ on him for some parts of the game. I say maybe key moments, maybe more than Evan, you know, because they're about the same height. So it's like they'll probably be switching. I highly doubt Julius will be on KD. Julius will probably be more taking on the bigger guys. They're not going to put KD on Julius, I don't believe. But I would like to see RJ against KD in like key matchups, like key points in the game, like where it matters. Maybe we get a LeBron when LeBron got his shot blocked by what's my man name from
Mario Azona.
Yeah, we get one of those moments. You feel me? Yeah.
Oh
The
man.
walk over and all that, like son. Oh no, he did that against Giannis. My fault. My bad.
But speaking about him being 6'8", right? He grew that extra inch in the offseason. He's 6'8" now. It was someone else that was 6'8". RJ doesn't have the explosiveness. He has the athleticism though. Tracy McGrady. When you're that big and you're that long, because RJ has the same profile like T-Mac. When you're that big and that long, you're not supposed to be able to move with the ball like that. And yes, a lot of people say RJ slow. I don't say he's slow. He moves like ultra instinct. You feel me? He's able to control his body and he's able to manipulate it that he gets you off balance. It's like when you go play the in the summertime, when you go to the court to play, and there's that 40-year-old old dude who is wild fundamental, whose favorite player is Tim Duncan. He looks like he shouldn't be scoring, but he's busting behind on the court. That's the fundamental game that I see RJ having.
That's a fact. Honestly, yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one with both of y'all takes with the RJ Harden, RJ KD. I like the fact that we are so big on the growth of RJ Barrett, and I'm tired of this whole, NBA disrespecting him. ESPN again, you're still not on the list, bro. Like, bro, y'all had Derrick Rose at like 91. Like, you had Randall at 41. You had Cade Phenom at 75, and he ain't never play a lick of NBA basketball yet. Like,
I want people to argue, man.
Bro, you know how that go. But that's not even what it is. If I could give y'all a real matchup, and it's not even just one, it's several matchups within the game that if Kyrie and Kemba just so happen to don't get to pair them games, I personally want to see how IQ is going to deal with Patty Mills. I want to see how Obi is going to deal with Paul Millsap. That's the only matchups I really care for. I want to see how these year two guys go against vets that, bro, you can't play soft with these boys. So, like, you just can't do it. You just really can't do it. Like, I don't see that going down. That's just not it. But with the matchups, the growth of IQ and Obi will be tremendous because Paul Millsap is going to put him to work. And if I'm looking at these lineups correctly, Paul Millsap should be coming in after Blake, right? Like if that's lined up correctly, right? I don't see Blake coming in after Paul Millsap. And then, of course, with the whole Patty Mills situation, of course, you still got the whole Derrick Rose and IQ with him and Bruce Bowen. But I mean, not Bruce Bowen. What is his name? Is his last name Bowen?
His last name is Bowen, I believe. No,
Bruce Brown. Bruce Brown. I'm thinking a dude from Spurs.
Yeah.
All right. So Bruce Brown, right? Common sense. I'm gonna think that Tom is gonna switch Rose to Brown because of just the size aspect and IQ. You ain't got enough weight on you yet to be, focusing on somebody like this for you. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, send IQ to Patty Mills, the type of player that you could typically model behind because he can play defense and still light it up the way you light it up. You know what I'm saying? You just got to learn the defensive schemes just as the opponent at this time. You know what I'm saying? You can't really go in the gym and go learn, but you're going to have to learn it on the fly. Now with Obi, like I said, I like the fact that not only did he show his confidence coming out later the season, he started showing his confidence in Summer League right at that time to the point where it's like, okay, whoever's a backup, that Julius is going to go off. You see what Obi can do now with his confidence. Now I can't play soft with this boy no more. I can't play Obi like, okay, he's just a regular year two guy like how you normally would do people. It's not going down. If not, you're going to get smoked. It's not going down. You know what I'm saying? So those are the two matchups I really look forward to seeing because I can vouch that those four players would definitely be playing all matchups. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's just too many good takes out of those matchups. You know what I'm saying? Versus anybody else. Because I'm same way with you, Kev. I really don't see any matchup for Randall because nobody really stopping Randall, bro. Like Blake, you had your time. You're not stopping Randall, bro. LaMarcus Aldridge, bro, you're not stopping Mitch. I'm not worried about you. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got a heart.
Only Mitch can stop Mitch.
That's a fact.
That's a
and
fact.
On top of that, no disrespect to LaMarcus Aldridge, but bro, you got a heart condition, bro. You don't want to jump with my boy Mitch. He might make you fold, bro. Like you might have to retire one more time. Again, that's no disrespect on anything like that, but don't jump with my mans. Like that's just that. That's all I got.
But health is something that you got to put into perspective for that whole entire team, because that whole entire team, they have questions when it comes to health. You got Kyrie, you got James Harden, you got LaMarcus Aldridge, you got Blake Griffin, you got KD even coming back from the injury that he had. So there's a lot of injury concerns on that team. So when you said that there's going to be times where we may have the entire season that Kemba and Kyrie don't match up, because you have to save their bodies. Look what happened in the playoffs. They need to save bodies. And not to get off track, but when you bring up his heart condition, that's a serious thing. That's why, even as a Knicks fan, as much as I love Karl Anthony Towns, I have so much respect for Karl Anthony Towns, but we don't know what the effects are going to be long term of him catching COVID 4 to 6 times, and what's that's going to do with his heart conditions that he has. We want him to be best, but we don't want a scenario that the Knicks trade away all our assets, trade away all our draft picks, everything we got, and then he has to be forced to retire in 2 years, like Eddie Curry.
That's a fact. Got a final take on that? But we go ahead and wrap this spill up easy.
Nah, that's it. That's it.
That's it, man. Yeah. But look, man. Look, I ain't gonna hold y'all up too more because at the end of the day, we running out of time, folks. And on top of that, what more can we talk about with this matchup? It's Kyrie and Kemba. If it goes down, it's gonna be one for the record books. If it don't, you better get ready for another matchup. Okay, you understand that? But before we go ahead and dip, y'all already know my spill. Y'all already know. Go to the link below. That's all I got to say for me. Yo, we're going to go ahead and start it with my guy, KevEze. Yo, go ahead, say your name, introduce yourself. Let them know where they can find you and keep in tune at.
Yo, before that, I do have a question, right?
Okay, before we go ahead and end it out.
Hold on. Now, I just thought about this. Y'all was talking about how Kemba and Kyrie may not play in some of these games.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about point guards, right? Really, point guards on our team. It's just a little scrappy kid that's on our team, right?
Oh, you just gonna do that?
That little fro and all that. Are we gonna see McBride in the Nets versus the Nets like this year? Are we gonna see that?
I personally feel like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and it has to happen. Just for the fact of, if we already know as the fan base, there is a high possibility he's going against Trey, why would you not want to put him against another high caliber guard like that? Just because Trey get it like that doesn't mean all these guards get their points like that. So that's just more experience. And the boy can play defense. So lock him up. Throw him the key. Go ahead. I want to see it happen. That's all I got.
100%. Is that on to add on? Deuce McBride, he just looks like a nicer version of Marcus Smart. Like, he's not as mean as Marcus Smart is. That's the only difference. Right. But he gonna lock somebody up, guaranteed.
That is a fact. But again, that question was lit. But go ahead, let them know where we can, get into it, man.
It's your man, KevEze, man. You can follow me everywhere at KevEze, KEVEZE, for those who don't spell well. I don't judge. You know what I'm saying? Stills for 7 podcast. Make sure you check that thing out. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Shirts, merch. I don't care if you know Miss Burke. Either way, we got what you need. You feel me? Stills for 7 podcast, Venture Season Network. That's it.
We here, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, always, bro. Always, man. You already know, without the network, none of this is possible. It powers all of it, man. But what it is, nerd, let them know where they can find you. Get in tune with them.
First and foremost, thank you for having me on this thing, Trip. Appreciate it. Ease, we definitely gonna link up. Shout out to everybody who's here, that whole entire movement. But you can catch me for the love of the game. I'm one of the co-hosts with my brothers Hardwill and Worldwide Mayberry. You can follow me on Instagram, Project Nerd HQ, and on YouTube, Project Nerd HQ. I host a segment called Comrade Corner with a guy from Australia, where we just sit back and talk about politics and sports, and everybody's welcome. It's the same thing like For the Love of the Game. That's the number 4, OUR, the love of the game. Me and my bros, we go on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So everybody's welcome.
Nah, that's a big fact, man. Yo, make sure y'all get in tune with both of these guys. Great content, always putting out that work, busting there. I ain't gonna say that word, but you know what they doing out here. They getting the work, you feel me? And yo, before we leave out of here, nerd, you definitely got to get up with our guy Taz Sounds, Venture Season Podcast, because if you talking politics and real life stuff, y'all definitely need to go ahead and get, cohorts. You feel me? And if you from New York, you like battle rap, you gonna talk to Chris Sweezy too on battle rap blogging, and you gonna get in tune with that as well. You feel me? So we lit.
Thanks.
Other than that,
mute myself just to say that. Gangster. All right, I'm out.
gangster, that's it. Other than that, though, yo, we lit. I had Project Nerd pop out. I had KevEze pop out, and y'all already know what it is. Do I gotta say which one you prefer? It's either Dope the Phenom, Trippy OG. Everything you need from all three of us will be in the links below. Make sure y'all click that description. My link, KevEze link will be there. Yo, shout out to him for being here. Yo, Nerd will be here. We super lit. Nerd, we got a pod to do tomorrow, bro. So
Definitely.
we lit. You feel me? Make sure y'all look out for that. I just gave y'all heads up, y'all. Next episode, Project Nerd HQ, gonna definitely be a part of it. Yo, stay tuned, stay lit. It's Knicks all day, man. And get ready for that crazy matchup with Kyrie and Kimber. It's gonna be crazy.